Welcome. So in this video, we're going to be working through question 10 here. Let us read through it. It says, using exact values, e.g. 10 pi centimeters cubed, calculate the volume of cylinders with these dimensions. Let's launch straight into this problem, and as we go through it, you'll see what it means when it says exact values. Let's begin by just considering what the volume of a cylinder would be. So what I would do here, if you're unsure, is just draw for yourself a cylinder. So it has a round base and it comes up, something like that. This is a pretty ugly looking cylinder. That's a horrible looking cylinder, but it will do. The base of the cylinder is going to be pi r squared because it's just a circle. And then the height of the cylinder, we just let that be known as h. So that means the volume is going to be the base times the height. My base is just the area of a circle times the height is that. So that's what my volume is going to be. Now we come to each question. The first one is asking us to find the volume of a cylinder with a radius of 2 meters and a height of 5 meters. So that means the volume is going to be equal to pi r squared h. Now my radius is going to be 2 and my height is going to be 5 because that's what it tells me, 2 and 5. So now I sub those values in. So into the r spot I put a 2, into the h spot I put a 5. Then I figure it out. So I come here, 2 squared is 4. And this is still 5. And 4 5s are 20. I put the 20 out front, 20 pi. And this is how we're actually going to leave our answer. We're not going to provide a decimal answer because that would be an approximate. What we want is an exact value. Let me show you what I mean here. If I go into my calculator and go 20 times pi, it gives me 20 pi. And that's because that's exactly the value that I'm after. If I hit this button right here, it gives me an approximate of it, and I would have to round my decimal and it would be less precise. This is the most precise I can be. It's an exact value. I'm not rounding decimals. I'm providing it as an exact value, and that's what the question is after. Then I have to make sure I include my units, meters cubed. And that's how we do the first one. Just like that. So 20 pi meters cubed. Let's give it a highlight and move on to our next one. And we're just going to be using this same technique now, all the way through B, C, and D. So let's see how we go with the rest of them. So we come here. The next one, I begin by just writing down what my formula is, pi r squared h, where my radius is going to be 10 this time, and my height is going to be 3. I sub those values in. So into the r spot, I put a 10. I square it. And then to my h spot, I put a 3. Volume is going to be pi, 10 squared is 100, then I've got a 3 there. Oh, that's not a 3, that's a 3. 100 times 3 is 300, so it's going to be 300 pi, and this time I'm dealing with centimeters, so it'll be centimeters cubed, and that's going to be my answer to the second one. Let's get a highlighter. Okay, now we come to C now. Let me zoom out a little bit and look here. All right, this time it says diameter, not radius. So you have to be aware of that. So don't just kind of dive into this question and not make sure you're reading each question is really important. So my volume is equal to pi r squared h, but my radius this time is going to be 8 divided by 2 because I have to halve it. Now that's going to be 4. My height is still going to be 9. So that means my volume is going to be pi, my radius is going to be 4 squared, and my height will be 9. Now 4 squared is 16, and 16 times 9 is 144. 144 pi, and this is in millimeters cubed. And that's how we would answer that one. So it's 144 pi meters cubed, just like that. Let's give it a highlight, and let's go into our next one. All right. The next one, I have a diameter of 7 and a height of 20. So let's give that a go. So my volume is going to be pi r squared h, and my radius is going to be 7. Now I have to halve that 7 because that's my diameter, so I have to halve it. That's going to give me 3.5, and my height is 20. Now I'm going to go volume is equal to pi. Into the r spot, I put 3.5 squared, and into my h spot, I put 20. So that means I'm going to get my volume is equal to, now, I'm going to use my calculator here. 3.5 squared is 12.5, 12.25, sorry, 25. Then I have to times that by 20. Times that by 20 is 245. 245 pi. And then this was in meters, so it'll be meters cubed. 245 pi meters cubed. There it is right there. There are all my answers. Hopefully that makes sense when it says exact value. I imagine that's where some people might be a bit confused. They'll be like, what on earth is exact values? But that's what it's going to be. So my first one was 20 pi. Next one was 300 pi. My next one was 144 pi. And my last one was 245 pi. Hopefully you found this useful, and I'll see you in the next one.